This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what happened in that court. Not a lot happened as usual, as expected, sort of just dragging, very painful sitting, if you ask me, that we have to go through. But unfortunately, it is what it is, man. We have to go through that. There were a few things, though, that might be maybe of your interest as a person who supports or follow this case. So we are going to deliberate on them. Greetings. Please press the like buttons. Press them. Press all the buttons that are necessary for you to press. We don't need to remind you. We hope that what happened yesterday, today, is going to be a better day, considering that we're even starting late. So let's hear, Emily, how was your day?
It was difficult. That's all I can say, because this is probably one of the most senseless proceedings that I've ever had to listen to, and I am compelled to listen to them because, you guys, I have to come back and tell you all about it.
Yeah.
This is a day I wish I could have just said this one out, because I'm like, what is going on? Why are we being put through so much torture? Well, accused number 3, 4, and 5 arrived late in court today again, or yesterday. They were late.
Okay.
And when they arrived, Advocate Baloyi said that they were not told of the reasons why they arrived late, and he said that they will try and establish that during the tea adjournment. Well, after the tea adjournment, I did not pick up where they actually addressed the reasons why they were late. Well, Baloyi said that the first issue that they were going to start with for the day, it related to the inspection in LOCO of the 4th of July 2025 at Thoroughness. Upon the court's return, the proceedings were adjourned to the 21st of July 2025. You can recall that on the inspection in LOCO day, we were broadcasted, or SABC broadcasted the entire inspection in LOCO, but then when they returned to the Pretoria High Court, that broadcast was not shared, and what they had agreed then was that they were going to come and resume on the 21st, which was yesterday, or the day before yesterday. That was a Monday. They agreed that they were going to continue with this inspection in LOCO. And of course, yesterday when they were supposed to continue, something else popped up. We were now treated to the complaints of accused number 3 as well as accused number 5 with relation to the chains and how they were now changed without the pads or the sponges that provide as a cushion for their legs in winter when it comes to putting chains on their feet. So he said that due to their lateness, they could not place on record what took place in the inspection in LOCO. The court then requested each party to make a reconstruction of what took place during the inspection in LOCO and to type the observations in order to place them on record. Photos were also taken during the inspection in LOCO, and these photos, Mr. Baloyi said they are available, and he said that they furnished the defense with those photos. So Sergeant Mangani was also present at court. Baloyi said that it would make sense to do the reconstruction of the inspection in LOCO if they had the photos at their disposal. And he said that another issue they'd be dealing with is the subpoena of Mr. John Bailey, the news editor of ENCA. This pertains to the video footage that had already been handed up, that one of Longwe Twala seen walking next to Zandi Kumalo behind an X6, BMW X6. So Baloyi placed the state's observation of the inspection in LOCO on record, and there was a court sitting before the inspection in LOCO, Advocate Baloyi said, and that 2 witnesses would participate, namely Brigadier Gininda and accused number 1, and the court said that they would need to drive to the gold spot in Thoroughness. Baloyi beamed the pictures after placing on record that accused number 1, Moses Bia, indicated that on the 30th of May 2020 he was brought to the area from Tembisa. Baloyi went through the photos 1 to 7 taken at the inspection in LOCO, where accused number 1, Moses Bia, claims that he was assaulted. Now, remember, during the inspection in LOCO, there was even a demonstration of him sitting on the ground, and he demonstrated his hands were tied behind his back, and a plastic bag was wrapped over his head, and then he said that he was assaulted during that time. And remember that he said that he was also assaulted on the 5th of June, not just on the 30th of May 2020 on the day of his arrest, but as well as on the 5th of June when he was being made to take pointing out of the incident of the crime scene, which is the Spaza House at Kutlanong Street and everything else. I think the park also was included in that pointing out. So they placed a plastic bag around his head and assaulted him, and Baloyi placed accused number 1's version on record. He said that he was handcuffed from behind and a plastic bag was put over his face. He mentioned that Brigadier Gininda appeared and the other officers who were with him moved to the parked vehicles and held a meeting. The area is known as a gold spot, and the police station is behind those premises, and he had passed by those premises and he's familiar with the surroundings. That's what accused number 1 had said, according to the version that Advocate Baloyi was putting forth. Now, he said that accused number 1 indicated about 10 or less officers were involved. There were not that many. Then they left for Alberton. Brigadier Gininda stated that that was not the place where they were, and asked that the notes be taken of the fact that there is only one entrance and exit to the municipality premises. The court then moved out of those premises through the only entrance and exit gate and moved around the block to Vosloorus police station, which is the last building in that block just after the Vosloorus court. And the court is a standalone building as well as the police station. That's what Brigadier Gininda was hammering in his testimony. And he said that the court and police station are divided by a wall, and that there's no wall or fence to the parking area in front of the police station. Brigadier Gininda pointed where he met accused number 1 in a red Golf, which was parked in front of the police station, and in the second parking space next to the pedestrian entrance. Advocate Baloyi introduced more photos again until he was done. And when he was done, Advocate Mnisi asked to consult accused number 1 and then came back to tell the court that Sibia largely agrees with what was placed on record by the state. The only thing that he wants to add or fix is that he knows who assaulted him, as opposed to the state saying that he didn't know who assaulted him or how he was assaulted. Remember, there was that part of evidence. In fact, it was hammered on by the judge of asking him how he was assaulted, especially in the inspection in LOCO, to say that did he see the officers that were assaulting him. Remember, in the trial within a trial, he had actually mentioned the police officers that were there that he knows assaulted him, right? And I remember Mokola was one of them that was being mentioned. Mabena was the other one. He actually named them in the trial within a trial with when Advocate Ngomezulu was still representing him. I remember that part.
I remember.
And
that.
he mentioning that he was actually kicked. You know, they were kicking him with these boots of theirs, especially on the 30th of May, because that's the incident that Ngomezulu mainly dealt with. That he was being kicked and stuff. So Ramasipili said to him that it was like a joint minute by the state and defense, in a sense that he did not have, just before he could finish saying what he wanted to say, the judge said it's not. The accused are allowed to comment under oath. Ramasipili said that he had no differences in the observations that were noted in the state's observation. And he said that accused number 1, according to his memory, said he recalls that he was assaulted by being kicked. And he mentioned the certain officers that he cannot recall exactly who kicked him, because at the time his face was wrapped with a plastic bag. So the judge asked the state if they added the kicking. He wanted to know if the state, Advocate Baloyi, had added the part where he says he was being kicked on Well, he says he knows who kicked him and how he was kicked. He was really emphasizing it. And then he asked Mnisi. Mnisi then responded that in terms of his testimony in chief in the trial within a trial, yes, he did mention who participated in his assault.
Kicking, yes.
So Ngumalo had nothing to add, as usual, and Shololo said the place where accused number 1 was assaulted is the backyard of Ekurhuleni municipality offices during the inspection in LOCO. She said that they even went to the other side of the Ekurhuleni office, which was explained to be the main entrance, which is used by the employees of Ekurhuleni municipality offices. Recall that Brigadier Gininda had created an impression that that building only had one entrance. That it was just the police station, the mall, the complex, everything was in one area and it had one main entrance. In his testimony, he does not mention the backyard. He does not mention the place where accused number 1 says he was assaulted, and to him it is isolated because not many people are moving around in that particular spot where he was making the demonstrations in the inspection in LOCO. So
Tell
Brigadier
that to Team
Gininda,
States that believes it's not a secluded area. I don't understand what is secluded area according to them when they reason. According to them, that's not a secluded area.
I don't know what they want a secluded area to be. Maybe they are thinking it's a room. Maybe they want it to be described as a room, but it can't be described as a room in this instance because it's not. To him, that's a secluded area. I mean, if you are refusing to believe that it is a secluded area, it's a matter of argument. I don't know.
If you were to rule on the basis of what Gininda has said and accused number 1 has said, what would be your ruling with regards to what happened or what transpired on the day when he met Gininda there?
Based on the fact that there was so much resistance from the state, it almost like accused number 1 knew the place better and was able to give a more descriptive description of the place better than the state. I would take accused number 1's version. To me, it's more aligning to what he recalls and the events that took place, as opposed to the state. I mean, the state denied a lot of things. In fact, Brigadier Gininda created this impression that these buildings are so far apart from each other. It's such a long distance that you actually needed to drive. You needed to drive to get out, so that you reach the police station, so that you reach the court. He made it seem like the court and the police station are so far away from each other. It was just the wushy-mashy, and I couldn't understand what he was talking about. I couldn't understand what he was talking about. But then, after the inspection in LOCO, I'm now inclined to believe more accused number 1's version, because his version is spot on. What he described from the time in the trial within a trial. He's always maintained a municipality building, a municipality area, and the state did not want to acknowledge that there was such a building.
Okay. I accept that. But also, just to add on that, I would rule for accused number 1 on the basis that the police in this profession that they are at, they are required to conduct themselves in a manner that is acceptable, that creates less doubts more than anything. They were not far, or they even claim that they were in the police station, just the parking lot.
Yes.
So on the basis of that, then the question arises that why did you not go inside and do the right thing? Follow all the procedures. So between the two who are saying, okay, I was there, And then you are saying, okay, yes, oh, you were there, but not exactly where you are pointing, but you were there. So when it comes to aligning with these theories, they are not far from each other except just a small distance between the two. What makes it worse is that you go on the parking, you hold the meeting in that parking as a policeman, a seasoned policeman for that matter. You could have done things different. You
could have.
What were you hiding from going inside and doing the right thing? And if there are OB entries that needs to be done just because you have entered the police station and you're about to do the job that you are supposed to do on a daily basis, you were supposed to do that. But you opted to do it outside. What were you hiding? Which is, in a sense, now aligning with what accused number one is saying. So I would rule for accused number one on the basis of those things. I think if I was a judge, I wouldn't be far if my ruling was based on that. In fact, I don't think anyone would ever turn it if I gave those reasons.
Yeah, one would have to really hammer on that as well, Mr. Anonymous, that you had an ample chance of getting inside the police station, conducting this whole process properly, and you just decided to maintain this questioning inside the Red Golf.
So the argument of a defense, it shouldn't be about you were far, you were closer, actually 100 meters away from where you said you were. The argument should be the procedure that should have been followed on that day, regardless of whether you were at the municipality or wherever. What matters is that you had all the facilities, you had all the things that you needed for you to actually do the right thing. You had the cars to drive, even if you were outside the police, but you were not far from the police station to even walk there. You know, you could have done it. We would have eliminated this whole sweating now of you saying that things that happened in a car should be accepted. You know, the point is you did not do enough. You did not do enough as far as your job is concerned. So you cannot blame the accused on the basis of that you did not do your job. Your job was to go inside and do the proper interview so that you can, after that, decide the way forward. But within the perimeters of the police station where there are other people and there are OB entries that can actually disapprove what the accused is saying if the accused is lying on your behalf. So you need to have done the right thing to avoid all this.
Yes. So during the inspection in LOCO, he said that they even went to the other side of the Ekurhuleni offices, which was explained to be the main entrance, which is used by the employees of Ekurhuleni municipality offices. This is Advocate Mshololo putting her version. And she said that what she also observed is that the backyard of Ekurhuleni municipality offices, where accused number one alleges that he was assaulted, there's a small private road. Now that is the road where there is an entrance. And she said that they used to enter into the Ekurhuleni municipality.
This is Mshololo.
Yes.
Why do you think he emphasize on these details?
Because you remember that initially when accused number one was putting forth his version, he did not recall the police actually going round and round about the way Brigadier Gininda was trying to defend, to say that no, to get out of that area he's talking about, you actually have to leave the entire building and go to another different block, to another different building. While accused number one did not recall such happening.
Yes.
So now Advocate Mshololo is saying that actually there's a private road that is a shortcut to the police station from where accused number one was being assaulted.
Very good highlight, and also highlighting that it's a private road, which also aligns with secluded area.
And she said that is the road where there's an entrance that they use to enter into the Ekurhuleni municipality, which shows that the place is at the back, and the small road which is towards the entrance is the private road and not the public road. So the public road is on the other side, which according to the key witnesses explained as number G, and road to enter the fire brigade. That fire brigade that the judge was pointing out at a far off distance, and there was not really visibleness there, but it looks like that private road is the one that is headed towards that direction.
And the highlighting of such, again, without the judge questioning it direct, just giving snippets of where my judgment is going to be stemming from. And it just surprises me. It's as if he's trying to prove that I can do better in terms of debunking your theories as you come to the defense. I can do better.
Yes.
And basically, this is what I'm going to be looking at. What was the point of asking what you asked? And also, I think Nisi should answer these questions on his arguments, because the fact that there is a building afar, it does not necessarily mean that the people had a view, unless, of course, there is someone who's going to come and say, yes, I did witness that situation. So the judge is literally assuming that there is this person who's unknown, this mystery person who's unknown, who was watching, and according to the judge, this person exists regardless of the situation. This person exists, which is a really problem that you can assume such as a judge.
It is a problem. And also another thing that I am also noticing is that of all the things that he was pointing out and highlighting are the very same things that he's putting in his arguments. The things that he was highlighting in the inspection in LOCO, there's a fire brigade there. Today he's bringing them up again.
Yes.
Or the lights at the corner there. Today they're being brought up again.
That's a light that Baloyi and him were saying. And Mnisi did debunk it there. That look at how distorting the information of Mnisi debunking that theory of a light that assumed that there was a light, because that's where the theory is coming from. Look at Mnisi debunking that, and the judge comes to court and he distorts that part, and Mnisi is trying to correct it right there. And the judge is just like, he just wants to pass on that. He puts the theory of Nisi in a wrong way. He doesn't want Nisi to correct it on the record. Did you notice that?
I noticed. Yes.
It is scary when these things happen in front of you. Yeah, but basically, that theory now is not on the record because the judge has decided to put it the way he puts it. And we can partially blame it to the defense also, because they were supposed to put their notes of what happened there, not rely on the state to narrate. And the state narrated this without actually putting such notes. Therefore, that theory is not there. The only theory that is there is that of a judge. That is distorted, if you ask me. They were supposed to come and say, Baloyi asked if those lights, he asked about the lights, and then Nisi said the lights, it does not mean that they were there, or in fact, even if they were there, it does not mean that they were actually functioning. You know, that theory is not there. But let's continue.
Well, Shololo said that she thought that the name of this road would be given in the keys to the photo album. So on that photo album, the compilation of it in such a manner that they ignored this road that she had pointed out. So Mshololo drew the attention of the court to what she said is a private road that leads to the municipality offices. And she said that...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Emily. You did. It's okay. It's okay. We talk about it, but let's continue. Let's continue. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold myself. I just had to laugh. But it's fine. There's something that you doing and it's disturbing me. Let's continue.
Well, she said that where accused number 1 was assaulted is at the back of the municipality building, and that the police allege that they met him in front of the main entrance of the police station when it's at the back. So Mshololo's observation was very helpful because now they see the elimination of the narrative that Brigadier Gininda was trying to create, that these buildings were far apart from each other and that there's no way the public would not have seen accused number 1 being assaulted at the back of the municipality building. Another thing about this fire brigade that keeps being brought up, what were they supposed to do seeing police officers, about 14 of them, with one accused person, and they were doing whatever they were doing? What were they supposed to do?
You know, one thing for sure, you are already making it seem or sound like indeed there is someone who saw that. That's a problem, and that's what the judge is creating.
So they want another state
we don't even need to
come
ask,
and testify.
We don't
to say
even
that,
need
yes, I
us.
did not see such happening. I was on duty that day. Is that what they're trying to do?
You don't even need that. You just have to tell the judge straight that such assumptions are wrong, because a lot of things would need to fall into place.
Well, Mshololo said, what I observed in that point is that where the state indicated the spot where accused number 1 was assaulted is at the back entrance of the police station and not at the entrance of the police station. So she said that she also observed that these are two different places. Accused number 1 indicated the Ekurhuleni Metro Police where he was assaulted, and the state indicated another spot, which is the vicinity of both Vosloorus Police Station and Vosloorus Magistrates Court outside those two buildings. So now it was time for Sergeant Gezani Jeffrey Mangani, the photographer from SAPS who took the photos. Now he was there to confirm what he took, the pictures that he took. And they were beamed in court and they were taken from the inspection in LOCO. Now he read his affidavit, 19 years in the service. He said he's been in the service for 19 years and 17 years of it he spent as a crime scene investigator and working at CRC as well. Honestly, I could not detail his affidavit word for word because I didn't see a need. Bazalwane. It was just too exhausting for me, and I was like, I don't see the relevance. He's not that much of an important witness to me. Okay.
Yes.
Well, he said that Colonel Roots is the one who requested him to attend the inspection in LOCO. He said that when he arrived at Vosloorus, he went to this Colonel Roots, and she is the one who pointed to him that he must do the photography. This is interesting. So the lead investigator in this case was still on the stand. Of course, he could not testify according to what he had expressed earlier on. But where is Mohani? Where is Mohola? Where are people that are actually working on the case? And why is Colonel Roots now being the one telling photographers what to photograph? Where is she coming in? Like, that's the part I'm like not understanding. The delegation.
They are going to say that they want an independent person.
Again, is she really independent?
Who?
Colonel Roots.
I guess so.
If she's working with them. Is she not working with them?
According to them, could be as independent as they come. Do they even know what independence is?
Well, he said he only heard of Brigadier Gininda Umangani. He does not know him. He cannot point at him. He said he did not see him at the inspection in LOCO.
There you go, you see?
I don't understand this part. This part I don't understand.
I'm independent.
There's a man who was wearing a mask and was wearing a unique special outfit, and you are telling me that you did not see people talking about him, you did not hear whispers, you were not interested in taking photographs of his part of evidence.
Yeah, because the cause require that the witness's identity and demeanor be actually visible. That is important in a criminal law case. It is important.
Yes.
This man was hiding almost every meat that you can see in his face and the whole body. There was no explanation given to the judge. So there was basically no special information that was given to the judge, which is rendering this man, in a sense, useless. Do you understand? So they had to hide that person in terms of Section 153 and 158
so you're
of
trying
the Criminal
to say
Procedure
that
Act.
with him not showing his face, it renders his evidence useless. Is that what you're saying?
This man does not fall in any of those Procedure Act. He's not a vulnerable witness, He's not a child. He's not an ex-offense victim. Is not threatened by the witness. He's a leading investigator. There is no reason solid enough under this section that was given to say this is the reason why this man cannot be seen. This is not an automatic thing that should happen. The court must authorize this after an application. So there was no such application,
No.
So it's a problem. If you check at the case of S versus Balega and the others, measures were taken to protect the witness who feared for their lives in that case. So this case is not applicable in this case because this person just decided to rock up wearing some minim corners or something, but hiding the face, unlike Mkwanas.
Entire face. His
So
entire face.
this would jeopardize the evidence in LOCO that was gathered during that day. So for some weird reason, this then independent that does not know Gininda, I wonder
And
who.
I'm even shocked. Who advised him to do that? Like it was shocking to me that he would rock up like that and want to continue to give
What is more
evidence.
shocking is that a photographer who takes pictures, at some point someone is pointing and talking to the judge and answering questions, and
He's the center of attention there,
and you
are
don't
not-
take pictures of such.
You're not photographing.
You may only testify with a concealed identity, including wearing a mask, only if the court approves under Section 153 or 158 of the CPA. It did not happen.
Hallelujah. It didn't.
It did
happen.
not happen.
How can it happen when you just want to impose yourself? I thought for him the aerial photographers are not the photographs of the aerial photographs were enough. So now this inspection in LOCO was done for accused number 1 to share his side of the story, and there he goes, surprising all of us, rocks up with his face hidden like Mzege Zege and wants to give his side of the story. So after that short adjournment, Sergeant Manganyi continued to go through the picture with the state of the various pictures. He was asked to point at, there's a part where Baloi asked him to point for distance, and I was so baffled, and I was like, why are we including distance now? I mean, all these questions are now very interesting.
You didn't expect that to happen.
I wasn't expecting now the inclusion of distances. What is the relevance? I didn't understand. I was like, why now including distances? They were that irrelevant to me that I didn't even write them. I was like, what's the point? What is the point of distances?
To align with the distance Gininda was talking about in court, that these are separate.
No, but there are people who literally walked from that place to the police station. We saw them. Journalists were literally walking. They did not drive cars to reach the police station. They were walking. So what's the relevance of all this distance? You need a car to reach the police. And also he was being made to testify like he was actually familiar with the place and that he knew the story, the testimony behind what is going on, the area. You know, it was just weird to me in my own opinion, and I just found it baffling. So there were also many moments of awkward silences in between the demonstration of the pictures that I was just like, are we making progress here? Like, where are we going? Why does it feel like time is being wasted?
Yeah, time is wasted.
Like, it was so heavy in that court today. It was like, we are stretching time here. And he also pointed the entrance of the municipality offices. He pointed another picture of EMPD precinct showing different angles of the place. A picture of accused number 1 pointing inside EMPD precinct. So that place that accused number 1 is saying that he was being assaulted at, and he refers to it as the municipality area. Now this Mr. Manganyi is calling it an EMPD precinct. So not to me, this is like bonus information that I did not even know I needed. So if it's an EMPD precinct, and considering the fact that accused number 1, on the day he was arrested, he did include that some of the people that were arresting him were EMPD officers.
Which would make sense, because now he's in their yard.
So with alleged suspect accused number 1 sitting on the floor, I think he meant the ground, the picture of accused number 1 sitting on the ground. And then Baloi asked him to point at a board written Ekurhuleni Metro Alcohol Testing Center. Now this dragged on until it was time for the long adjournment, and when they came back, Baloi went back to asking Manganyi about what the two distinction represented, B and C, and Manganyi said that B represented the gate of EMPD precinct and C is the gate to Thoroughness Fire Brigade. So
you would know that because, I mean, you went back alone to establish,
to study the place
more.
So next, distance C to D, entrance of the fire brigade to the electric pole. And he mentioned the distance to be 13.4 meters. And I kept asking myself, relevance.
When did you measure them?
When did he measure them and why? And the distance between the EMPD precinct and the fire brigade. What is the relevance of that distance, in my opinion?
It is to portray that there could have been no way no one could have seen or helped, because the distance of the officers that could have been working during that time is not that much.
Now, there's a picture Baloi advised Manganyi to turn to, and he said that it won't be on the photo album. Now, this made an argument,
Yes.
that came from Nisi, because he objected, saying that they did not have that photo. The witness was now being told to comment on a photo that is not in the photo album. And he said, Mr. Advocate Nisi, that they were being ambushed. And he said, from where we are sitting, we are being expected that each and every photo that this witness took that day in question should be in the photo album. But there are no photos in that photo album. Then we are being ambushed when this witness is expected to comment on them, because we might certainly have questions and we don't know how we'll be phrasing those questions if they don't form part of the photo album, which photo album has already been admitted as evidence and an exhibit before this court. And he said that this witness is being expected to comment on its evidence before court. So Baloi said that they just wanted to put a complete picture before court.
Now you're
All of
talking
them.
about the pictures that were taken without them
Yes.
being there.
Yes, those are the pictures that were taken the following day after the inspection in LOCO, without any of the defense counsel or the court itself being there.
So there were things that needed to happen that did not happen. There was supposed to be an agreement of such. If the photographer was going to go back, the photographer takes pictures after LOCO inspections are not automatically part of the LOCO record. That's number one. The records that were taken when they were all there, they were supposed to have the document of its own, the exhibit of its own, and the others on the other exhibits. I'm surprised that they came in one exhibit as if this was one thing. They were supposed to be
One
separated.
exhibit.
Photos taken after the official inspection must be clearly distinguished from what was observed. That's what Nisi ended up doing during the court visit. They are treated as a separate documentary or real evidence. That's very important. If the cameraman goes back alone, his photographs can be admissible, but their authenticity and relevance must be proven in court. It was not done.
So they were just squeezed in there as part of the inspection.
And well, the photographer may be called to be a witness and testify and describe when and where and how. Those questions which Baloi did not do in his leading of
Evidence in chief, yeah.
his,
He did
evidence
not
in chief.
disclose this part, that there were actually pictures that were included there that he
So
took
they must
himself
confirm
alone.
that the scene has not been materially changed since the in LOCO inspection. See, the problem that can arise is that if the scene is altered after the in LOCO inspection, cleaned, rebuilt, whether the photos may be misleading, the defense may object to admissibility of those photos unless there is a clear continuity or unchanged conditions. Any improper influence, which is important in this case, that's where the problem is. I think that's where Nisi is at in terms of trying to clarify and seeking all these questions, asking this question. It's improper influence on the content or staging of the photos can result in exclusions or diminished weight. Do you understand? The best practice if there's a LOCO, photos are needed. It's the best for the court. All parties, they agree on those. There is no agreement in this one. You just went there back alone. And you are also not at liberty to tell us who gave that instruction, which is very important because you must go there with specifications of what needs to happen and why you are going back there. That is not given.
No.
You are found eating potatoes when you have to answer that question. You are mumbling, you are talking things.
Hey, even the English, it flew out of the window. It's like...
So if you go back, for example, the court can accept them, but they will be evaluated based on accuracy, whether the holes were present during the LOCO, whether they assist in clarifying earlier observations. So yes, you can go back. I know that's the question that you guys were explaining. Yes, you can go back, but as you go back to take those pictures alone, however, there must be a proper introduced and independent evidence. Might require the cameraman to testify, might reflect on the scene accuracy and honest, and should not confuse or misrepresent the earlier LOCO, which in this case, it seems as if it is to expand and create this feeling that there was a security maybe in a gate, because there's there are a lot of things to look at. That is an addition of what was talked about there
at the inspection
in the inspection in LOCO. So that's very important. But how things happen in that court is a different story. It's a story for another day. No instructions were given. Someone just decided to wake up and go there and say, I want to take more because there are no people now.
Yeah, Baloyi said that they just wanted to put a complete picture before the court, and all of them that were there, they have seen the place. He said, I don't know if anyone can say that they are ambushed because we were all there, but we will not.
That's the problem. You see that submission, it is agreeable when it comes to what happened during the LOCO inspection. It is agreeable. But with regards to someone going back in the very same exhibit, that is not agreeable. That's why they say you must have a new exhibit for such. Not in the same exhibit. Now, Walu comes with this bunch of pictures. Some were during inspection in LOCO, some were not.
And he said that they will not pressure the matter any further, and they just wanted to show the complete picture. And the judge asked if they can ignore that evidence, and Baloyi said yes, those images that are not contained in the photos, they were not going to pressure or put them on. He was trying to...
He has done the damage, as always. That's how we move. Lindy Webembe, thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Lindiwe. Thank you. May God continue to bless you. So Mnisi said that this was not a cross-examination per se, but a clarification. Now, Mnisi said that for starters, this was not a pointing out, saying to Mr. Manganyi, because in his evidence in chief, he kept referring to it as a pointing out, and he was saying, no, that's not what it is. It was an inspection in LOCO. And Manganyi said that he could hear what Mr. Mnisi was saying. And Mnisi said, am I correct to understand that all the photos that are contained in this photo album are photos that were taken on the same day in which the inspection in LOCO was happening? And Manganyi said, no, they were not taken on the same day. And then Mnisi said, but then you have to give this court an explanation. Which photos were not photographed on that day? Manganyi said that the photos which contained people on it, where he was supposed to photograph, he said they've got people all over. English.
What is the problem with that? What is the problem with people being around there? What does it do? Does it stop you from seeing what you need to show? In fact, is there a problem that you encountered during you taking pictures, that you could not take pictures because there was this big person standing in front of you, maybe with them mic, you couldn't take a picture that you wanted to take of the real person of interest and stuff like that? Is that what you are saying?
He said, I was supposed to photograph. They've got people all over. I was not going to be able to put the points to mark where you, as my learned friend, asked me to do, because you asked me that particular day that I must photograph what and what after I came to you and asked. This is now being put on this.
So he went back there because of me.
He's saying this is the one who gave him that instruction.
SAPS is a joke, man. It's a joke. Those people that are a joke. I'm sorry.
Mnisi was so conflicted because this is at the point where he's now asking him to express himself in a language that he's more comfortable with. And based on his surname, he said maybe Chitsonga, if you could just speak your mother tongue and just, you don't have to testify in English. Manganyi said he was comfortable with English. He was comfortable in English.
He's right. Let him speak his English.
Nisi asked him to explain what the photos that were not photographed on the day of the inspection in LOCO was held. And Manganyi asked for time to look at the photo album and check, right? Manganyi said that it was from photo 27 to 63. So basically, one would say it's about half of this whole photo album had photos that he went and took the following day.
That's why I'm saying these people are a joke.
So the photos were taken on the 5th, and he said that he was accompanied. He actually went to Thoroughness police station to ask for an escort, and then he was accompanied by Warrant Officer Ndlovu. So Mnisi asked him, can you explain the reason why that now of the photos that are compiled in this photo album indicate Brigadier Gininda, or they don't indicate Brigadier Gininda, showing the place where he pointed out, the place where he parked his vehicle at the Thoroughness police station, all those things that he was pointing out at. And Manganyi said that he doesn't know Brigadier Gininda. No one came to him to say that they are Brigadier Gininda and pointing someone.
Who requested for this man to come take pictures?
He said it's Colonel Roots.
And Roots, where he said he got this invitation?
Didn't ask. Manganyi did not ask. So Mnisi then asked him, Gininda was there on the 4th. He is the one that took the court to the police station, and he showed certain points at the police station. But in your photo album, that information is not there. Would that then be explained by the fact that these other photos were not photos that were photographed on the day on which these pointing out were had? Is that not so? And Manganyi said all the photos I took on the 4th, some of them I put in the photos that there is nowhere where Brigadier Gininda was pointing to me. I don't recall him pointing to me. So
this is not about you being pointed. I don't know. But this is about the pointing, the direction of where the man was supposed to point, the police station and all that.
The judge now interrupted and said, sorry, Gininda was in camouflage uniform. Even I could not recognize him at first. And when I had to speak to him, he had to take off his mask.
That's why I have a problem with you, Judge. Now, what you are trying to do is to validate the invalid situation.
To say that he had to take off his mask so that he can see him.
You might as well say that I gave him the right to wear like that.
I gave him permission.
I gave him permission.
Might as well just. And what is camouflage uniform? I thought camouflage is that military type of.
They are drunk of Mkwanas. So they are thinking about camouflage now.
I was so confused. I was like, okay, now camouflage, and then now you are saying that he actually took off that mask. That was a complicated mask.
That is in a sense saying they are trying to validate the situation that is invalid. That there is a reason why he's not on the pictures. There's a reason why he's not on the pictures. Just that I wouldn't want to make a fuss of this, but I'm sure if you can go to that camera and follow the sequence of those pictures, there are pictures that you're gonna find missing. If not missing, allegedly, if not missing, you will find them there, but not there in the file. There is no way a photographer could have missed that. There is no way.
Well, he said, I've made my notes, which I will read into the record. This is the judge. And later on, he will read those notes. So he said, let me put it this way. It is immaterial whether you know Brigadier Gininda or not, but there is a certain person when we are at the police station, the same person that is described by the court who was wearing a camouflage uniform and a mask. This is Mnisi now asking Manganyi, pointed certain points at the police station. You did not take photos with regards to those points which you pointed out. And Manganyi said he didn't take photos where someone didn't point to him. He said, I take photos where I was pointed to. Nisi said, in other words, your explanation is the first scene you were requested to take photos because there was a request. But when we went to the police station, nobody requested you to take photos. And the Manganyi said yes. So that whole walk that was taken
was unnecessary.
Yeah, because the photographer is saying here that he was not instructed to follow them to the other side of the building. That's what he's saying on record. So Manganyi said yes, he was told to take photos at the first place. At the same place, no one said take photos specifically here. I just took off the building here because I was told to take with that surrounding that I took. I have no idea what he's saying.
Who told you to take a fire station?
That he did not want to answer. Mnisi then said, who then gave you the instruction to go back on the 5th to take photos of the police station and put some cones there? Manganyi said that as a trained member of the SAPS who deals with this on a daily basis, when we were there, I was asked by you the distance from where the alleged suspect pointed or was sitting to the gate. And then we were talking about even the lights. Then, so you asked. You are the one who asked. Then I followed your lead. That is how I compiled the album. You know, I can recall the state, Advocate Ballo in particular, being the ones that were pointing the lights. Even the judge at some point talking about the fire brigade. I don't remember Mnisi talking of such things. So the fact that he was insisting that Mnisi is the one who said all of these things, I was like, Kanti wenzakalani? What is going on? So Mnisi then said, Minanyala, I never said that you must count the distance. My question is, because on the 4th you did not take these pictures of the scene where Brigadier Gininda posted at the police station, who then gave you the instructions to go back on the 5th?
Whoever gave the instruction is the same person who gave the instruction of the distance and the fire brigade. Funny, like it's like a follow-up, because some of these things were raised by the judge and at the time he could not take them. So he goes back and take them, specifically the things that were raised by the judge.
And then he leaves out the part of Brigadier Gininda and the outfit that he was wearing in a photograph.
Maybe someone whispered to him in song or something. We don't know.
Because that photograph is crucial, you understand? Now it seems like the state wants to slit in this evidence of Brigadier Gininda and what he was saying in his side of the story without actually mentioning what he was wearing and how he was dressed. It's like that is trying to be taken out from the record. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So then Manganyi said that when I'm doing my job, I do it thoroughly. I knew for the court to understand how the place is. It clicked to me. I saw it fit to go there, and there,
so
there is no one.
now changing from being instructed by Mnisi during the conversation that did not happen to doing your job thoroughly. Then you felt the need to go back there. So now there is no instruction, basically. You felt the need, on the basis of your experience, you felt the need to go back there. No instruction or whatsoever.
He said, when it's clear, so that I show the court how the place is. That's how I come to the conclusion to take the photos. Nisi repeated the question again. And Manganyi said that on the 4th, Advocate Baloyi, Advocate Nisi said that they can take the photos of where the pointing out was happening, and they told him that he must take the photos of where the court is going. So he says he took the photos of where the court was going. Then even on the 5th, he took the photos of where he went back, right, and took.
So now it's no
more
longer
photos.
the instruction. He's just taking the pictures for the fun of it.
And he did not want to answer this question. You know, he was trying to attempt to speak with long answers, but the English was failing him, and he was really, really struggling. He did not want to answer this question. That's me. That's my opinion.
It felt like that situation of never answer this question. Let's press the like button, guys. Why not? Please press that like button and continue commenting. We appreciate you. Please press that like button. It's been an hour since we've been here. Emily, yeah, let's continue and finish.
So Manganyi said, I was putting them in a place where I'm taking with a camera. I can be able to see them in one photo. That is how I place the cones. And Mnisi asked the question again. He wanted to know who and why. Not why. He wanted to know who and not why. You know, who told him where to place those cones. And Manganyi said, I decided where to take the cones because I was alone when taking the photos. Then Nisi asked him, what would have been the narrative for you to put a cone at a particular place?
Nice way of actually following the procedure of going back to in local inspection. You should have instructions. And in this case, he has demonstrated no instructions whatsoever. Tries to pin them to Nis. They don't stick, they bounce. Then he is now basing it on the experience because he's been doing this job for many years. And that's a problem we have with SAPS. Most of them, they have experience. And this experience seems to hinder them from doing a proper job of what they're supposed to do. The investigators, everyone who talks about the experience, then it follows after that this person actually, the experience is the problem here because he could have done things properly. For example, experience detected that the interview should be held in the park. Experience detected that. But if it was just a new SAPS member who still worked behind the ears, definitely would have followed all the procedures. You know, experience also helped for people at some point to realize that some confessions that were happening during the interview, it was tantamount to confessions. Experience. Again, you know, there was nothing wrong, by the way, of hearing the interview. There was nothing wrong because you are allowed to hear the interview. Nothing wrong. But you decided to not hear it and send these people to Mboto. You know, experience again, experience. Experience has been a problem in this case for days.
Yes.
Even today, experience is the problem because people have experience. They went back to check the place that was done inspection in LOCO on the other day. They went back.
Yes. They did go back. Under whose instruction it was very difficult to get it out of them. But then Manganyi said that it was to explain to the court how the place is situated. That is how, in his mind...
Who said you are going to come and testify? Because taking a photographer does not necessarily need to come and testify.
Yes.
What created you what created that precedent of coming and testifying is because you went there. Now you needed now to come and verify what you did alone.
He said he wanted to tell the court that there is a police station and that there's an entrance, and that is how he came to the conclusion. So he really didn't want to tell the court who told him to measure and put the cones and photograph the area with the people, or with when there's no movement of people.
Yes, Zoli. Experience also, Emily told them not to test for gunpowder from the people that were in the house.
That's true.
Experience.
Yeah, that's true. There was no gun residue from anybody that was taken when the incident was so fresh.
So, Ngelo, thank you very much for gifting Tando Class membership. Thank you. We appreciate it.
So Mnisi then said to him, in the greater scheme of things, the court was there and we made our own observations. We understand where Brigadier Gininda pointed out what he pointed out. We understand what Mr. Sibia showed and he pointed out in his inspection in LOCO and asked if he understands. Manganyi said that he doesn't know if Brigadier Gininda was there because no one pointed to him that this was Brigadier Gininda. He said he didn't know him. So Mnisi then said, well, that is not a big thing. Mnisi went on to a picture with a chicken, okay, with a guard room, okay. A picture with a chicken. Exhibit, I don't know.
Exhibit extra.
Oh my God. So he said that he wanted to show the courtroom that there was a guard room there. So Manganyi now was trying to give us a picture that he went on his own accord to go look for this guard room and take pictures of it without Advocate Baloyi or even Brigadier Gininda telling him to do anything. Right. That is the impression that Manganyi's evidence he wanted to portray. So Mnisi said to him, so the guard room is at the place where the cone is at. And Manganyi said, yes, it was in front of the guard room. Mnisi asked him where this guard room was. And Manganyi said that if you look at the left there is a guard room there. And Mnisi asked if he had a photo that clearly depicted or showed the existence of that guard room. And Manganyi asked to check his photo album. And Mnisi said that all he can see there are two reddish cones that were whitish on top. And there is an electric box there where there's a letter F. And it's pointing a cone that is in the middle of the road, and he's telling him and asking him, so you are saying there in that middle of that road is a guard room there? And Manganyi said that it showed a boom gate, and the people who close the gate are the security guards that are always there in that room. And Mnisi said, that's the reason why I'm saying to you, is there a photo in your photo album that you can say that this is a guard room that I'm referring to, which is pointing right in the middle of the road? And Manganyi said that there is a room. So the judge said, yes, some of us did not see it. I saw it. I saw that from where Mr. Sibia said I was assaulted, and then when we came out, there were police there. They actually opened the boom gate for us to pass through. There were police. There were what? There were police. There were what? Police. Thank you very much. So why must the police in an EMPD building supposed to be on the side of an accused person that was brought in by the police? So where are we going, Judge? We are tired. We are exhausted.
Might as well just give us a scoop.
Might as well just do what you want to do, because we are tired. We are tired with arguing with you. Go enjoy your retirement. I'm done. Like, I'm done. So Mnisi then said to Manganyi, this photo, when was it taken? And Manganyi said that all the photos which contain the yellow cones which he took them on the 5th. And then Mnisi asked him, when you took this photo, what was happening as a description of the relevance of this photo here? What is it that you wanted to bring to the attention of the court about letters EFG? And Manganyi said it's to explain to the court how the place looks and the surrounding areas, how it looks and what is there in the area. He said, I was explaining to the court to understand what is there in the area. So Mnisi then asked, is somebody on the 4th, when the court was there, did you notice somebody from amongst the court personnel who went there and started to say something, about what you depicted in that photo? Manganyi then said, yes. I was like, finally. Advocate Baloyi is the one who said to me I must take photos on the road where it's written Metro Police. I was told by Advocate Baloyi to take those photos, and that is why I took them. Finally, after a whole hour. After a whole hour. Mnisi then said he told you that on the 4th, then he came back on the following day. Manganyi said on that particular day, there were people all over. There is no way I was going to show the court all of this. I took the photos that day. Then because there were people on it for the court to understand that place. And when I went there, it was clean. The photos I put are the ones that I went when it's clean, when there are no people around and there were few of those who were crossing. Mnisi then said, with regard to photo number 31, it was a little discussion between you and Advocate Baloyi where he said to you, also take that picture there. Manganyi said, I took the photos where I was told to take and make an album of it. So Mnisi then asked him, Advocate Baloyi says to you, when he had a discussion with you, also take a picture there. Is that what happened? And Manganyi said, no. When we were there, we were working. When he said, I need photos of this place while we were working, even the court asked for the height. Hey! I think, it was a realization. He was realizing. And then he was making a U-turn, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then Mnisi said, confine yourself to that picture. Manganyi said that they were working with a lot of people. Mnisi then said, hi, bo. I looked at the cameraman has impeccable timing. He went straight to Baloyi's face.
Press the like button.
I was like, this is priceless. Guys, look at it. Replay and look at that specific part. Mnisi asked that he bring a clear picture of that guard room today because he's finding it difficult seeing that guard room he's talking about. Manganyi said that he is, if they are there, because he does not know in which angle he has that photo. So Mnisi paused the cross-examination and said he will continue upon receiving of those photographs that he's asking for. The rest of the defense counsel had no cross-examination for this witness, and then the judge threw shade at the defense for not knowing how to take notes at the inspection in LOCO. He wanted them to have taken notes kulesas piti lesya, and then compile the notes in a document and then come and present those notes in court like school children, in my opinion. Is this all necessary? It was pertaining Advocate Mnisi's client. And Advocate Mnisi presented what he presented in the morning concerning his client. What more do you want? Was there an expectation for the defense to participate in this whole exercise so that it lasts the whole week, so that this witness stays on the stand for the entire week? Was that the plan? because I don't understand. Someone help me understand. So he said that it would form part of the judgment that he will make regarding the evidence as a whole. So the judge made an observation that opposite the fire brigade building is the municipal offices as well as the Metro Police officers, again emphasizing on part of the evidence that he spoke on during the inspection in LOCO. And today we find Manganyi also having taken photographs of such. And now he's mentioning it again in his notes. He says he then asked Mr. Sibia on the 5th. Then Mr. Mnisi answered. Accused was covered with a plastic on his face, and that is when the assault began. Municipality offices shared with EMPD, and the municipality offices open at 8 and close at 4. And the incident was happening around 7, right? According to accused number 1's version on the 30th of May. And the judge mentioned the police lights at the top of the building. And also, don't forget that it was during COVID and it was a lockdown, you know. The judge mentioned the police lights at the top of the building. He then repeated GININDA'S version of events. He then asked Manganyi if he does not recall him directing accused number 1 to be seated and taking all those photographs. It was so weird in my opinion. I was like, he's not happy Manganyi. He demonstrated that his legs were not cuffed, even addressed accused number 1 directly. He said to accused number 1, well, you said that your legs even were not cuffed. And then accused number 1 said that he never said that his feet were next to each other. However, he was not cuffed on that day. I was like, is judge upset with Manganyi? Can't win. He looked upset, in my opinion. Okay, and court adjourned. Today was a hot mess, but yeah.
Very much hot mess.
It was a hot mess.
Let's press the like button. 542. We only have 279 likes. Let's press the like button, guys. Smash that like button. Smash it like we are smashing it on TikTok. Smash it, yeah. Smash it. Emily, today, should we have phone calls since we were late?
We were late, guys. And some of us are waking up very early. I apologize in advance.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance. I have to be up in the next, like one would say, 5 hours. We'll open the lines tomorrow or whenever an opportunity presents itself. So I hope you guys are not too upset.
Yeah. Let's just thank the people that are here. Lola, thank you very much. Lana Lento, thank you. Pinkinziba, thank you. Boy Tumelo, MC Master, thank you. Ndazi, Leia, thank you very much. Lindy Wedube, thank you. Gabsile Kulu, thank you. Vimac, thank you. Tsepo Makena, thank you. Bongandube, thank you. Sihameti, thank you very much. It's been a while. Vusi Mabena, thank you. Sizwe 18, thank you very much, Sizwe. Mokhadi Modiga, thank you. Bongani, to have mentioned you our post. Thank you very much. Tabang Silepe, thank you. Tindo Kama, thank you. Fala Kelaki, thank you very much. Innocentia Hadebe, thank you. Lindy, thank you. Tobega D, our moderator, thank you. Please remember to press the like button. Innocentia, I've mentioned to you. Innocentia Hadebe, thank you. Chuku Anna, thank you. Siabonga. Michelle Lee, thank you very much. PJ, thank you. Mamfunega, thank you. Makacheni, thank you. Siyabonga Makacheni. Noma Pagati, the morning gang, but here today. Thank you very much. Sibone Simpiwe Nyawo, thank you. Spatisiwe Memory Shabangu, thank you. Yeah. Njalo indaba siyedlula nje. Simpiwe Yingwane, thank you. Akasibone ubani lo, okay, Pagania. ubani simshiyayo Mazita, thank you, our member, siyabonga. Mazita, yeah. Ngicabanga ukuthi Emily, if we did not mention you, Dokas Shabalala, our member, thank you very much. Siyabonga. Ntsikelelo Vani, thank you, Ntsikelelo. Nomachule Tyler, thank you. Siyabonga Nomachule. Fanuel Manjengwa, thank you. Siyabonga Fanuel. Yeah. Jalinda.
Is it Fanuel?
Let me see.
Okay, it's fine. Let's.
Yeah. You check it. But okay. Vimek, I've mentioned you. Yeah, very much ngavala sibone bafethu maningi. Vusi Tovarale, thank you very much. Sibone. Yazi ukuthi lento ingaveli ilunge kanjani nje ukuthi ngivele ngipresse la ngithi bese ngibona ukuthi ubani uSiba 86, thank you Siba. Mthozi Senlanga, thank you very much. Yeah, manje sengine list at least in about 50 enginibona la kuma comments. Peggy Mbata, thank you very much. Siyabonga. Ubani ngamshonga. Andiswa Mzocho, thank you. Emmanuel Makanjera, all the way from Zim, thank you. We appreciate you, Emmanuel. Ambrose Mbata, thank you. Ubani lana ayigeba fwethu injalo indaba. Press the like button, reach that number. Qhube Ncube, thank you. Nkosi Mkho, thank you very much. Siyabonga. Ubani umunye simshiyayo. Press the like button, guys. Reach 300. I'm done. Zinhle siyabonga, siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi ukhona nawe namhlanje. Nkulunkulu anibusise. God bless you. Press the like button. Let's reach Andiswa Mzocho, thank you. Ningikhohliwe Andiswa Mzocho. Asikhohliwe Andiswa Mzocho. Sibakhulu. Siyabonga Sibu. Press the like button. We reach 300. We close down. Mamfuneka uthi good night, my lovely family. Thank you, Mamfuneka. Ambrosi Ati, I'm one of the morning gang. Ambrosi also coming from the morning gang. Welcome from the Night Riders, Night Gang. Yes, Unombuso. I didn't see the judge taking notes to be so accurate. I think he watched it.
Yeah, he didn't have a notebook on that day and a pen either, so he went to YouTube allegedly.
Nkosi Mkho athi wazwangibiza Mr. Rumas. Nkulunkulu akubusise, siyabonga Nkosi Mkho. Kilebohile, our moderator. Please press the like button, guys. Ivan Kumbuza wafethu Lola athi nje yes Nombuso always. Blessing my banner at good night family. Good morning. Very good morning. We only need one. Press the like button. Only one to reach 300. Then we are out. Guys, you're going to keep us here for one like. Just one like. Press the like button. That names in that court. Hey, my daughter. Guess born. This channel is Ratter's worst nightmare. Although I'm saying that, hey, Bafeta, it's not our intention, but we just shy and jetina LOCO ngati kukora. Thank you very much, guys. We've reached 300. A very good night, good morning. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.